Now we're looking at a posterior view of the liver. We have the left lobe right here. We have the larger right lobe on the other side. And from this view, we can actually see the four-sided quadrate lobe sitting right next to the gallbladder here. And then we can also see the caudate lobe right here. So from posterior view, we can see all four lobes. We can also see how the gallbladder sits just underneath the liver. We also need to talk about what a duct is and its specific ducts. So a duct is just a specialized tube that will take some sort of product to a specific location. And usually this product is harmful if just released to the general circulation, so released in the blood. So we have a specific system that can deliver these products where they need to go. First off, we have the cystic duct, which will connect to the gallbladder. We have the hepatic duct, which will connect to the liver. And then we'll have the common bile duct, which hepatic duct and cystic duct actually come together and form this common bile duct. Now we can see cystic duct coming from the gallbladder here. So here's cystic duct. We see hepatic duct coming down from the liver. And then they're going to meet up and form that common bile duct right here. We can actually trace common bile duct all the way down, and we can see how it drops its contents off into the small intestine. We also have the alimentary canal. Here's it in its entirety. And alimentary canal is just another word for the digestive tract. So we've already done the mouth and their salivary glands. We've already done the esophagus. And we've already done the liver. So we're going to start working our way down the list here. Next up is the stomach. And the stomach is going to be a J-shaped organ. It's going to have two curves to it. A lesser curvature, which is the smaller one, and a greater curvature, which will be the bigger curve. The esophagus also joins to the stomach just above that lesser curvature. There are two omentums to talk about. We have the greater omentum, which is the bigger one, and the lesser omentum, which is the smaller one. And these omentums are just sheets of fat. And so the greater omentum connects to the greater curvature and just drapes down and covers all of the organs of the abdomen. The lesser omentum is going to connect to the lesser curvature and just extend out to the liver. So here's the lesser curvature, so the smaller curve right here. The greater curvature is this bigger curve going all the way around. And then we also see the esophagus connecting to the stomach just above that lesser curvature. Now in this picture, we can see the omentums. So here is the lesser omentum right here connecting to the lesser curvature all the way over to the liver. Now, a lot of times this lesser omentum on the cadaver is cut out so that way we can see the blood vessels that we'll discuss in the next chapter. The greater omentum connects to this greater curvature and then just drapes down and covers the rest of the abdomen here. There are also four regions of the stomach. The first one is called the cardia. This is just this small little region right next to where the esophagus connects. We have the fundus, which is the bump on top of the stomach. The body is just the main component of the stomach itself. And then the pylorus. This is going to be a region where the stomach begins to narrow just as it's starting to meet up with the small intestine. And in between this pylorus and the small intestine, we have something called the pyloric valve or the pyloric sphincter, and that is going to control and prevent the stomach from emptying all of its contents into the small intestine before it's ready. This is going to be a circular band of musculature. So in this picture, I've drawn a couple of things here. So in green, I've highlighted the cardia, which is just this small little region right as the esophagus is connected. And then if we drew an imaginary line coming from the top of the esophagus where it joins all the way across, and that's what I've done here in blue, we see this bump that's formed on top of the stomach, and that is called the fundus. The body of the stomach is just going to be this main component. Then if you look down here, you see the stomach starts narrowing before it gets to the small intestine over here, and this little narrowing is called the pylorus. There's also a little ring of muscle separating the small intestine from the pylorus, and that's called the pyloric sphincter or pyloric valve.